Welcome back to the Play Date. I am Fifi.
I'm T.
I'm Sierra.
And I'm Klea.
And we are going to be having a roundtable discussion. So let's get started straight into our questions. First one being, what's something you said you wouldn't do before becoming a mom?
You go. Are you gonna start?
No, I'm gonna give it over to
Okay.
you.
You're gonna pass the mic? Okay. Okay. I have two actually. So the first one is screen time. I literally would look down on the mothers that had their kid like with an iPad or they talked about screen time. I really just thought in my head that I would never do that. And guess what? We watch Miss Rachel and Disney Plus. Like we're on every show every day.
Miss Rachel's the third parent.
No,
Exactly.
truly.
In the
And
household.
she's learned so much. Like, honestly, you got to pick and choose what you want to do. And me and my husband both work from home. So we have to turn on the TV. Like, she just is not distracted by toys for that long. So it's fine. Screen time's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah. And then my other one was sleep
okay.
training. I also looked down at sleep training, but then I realized that I was not getting good sleep. My baby wasn't getting good sleep. And I like finally looked into it and I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. So after a year of co-sleeping, I was like, yeah, I'm sleep training. And it's the best decision I ever made. But I truly was like so anti.
Okay, but
Both
I
of
want to
those
know
things.
what made you anti?
I don't know. I honestly think social media, like it makes, there's like two polar opposites. There's a side that it's like, this is your time to be with your baby and like your baby needs it, which I do feel like the time that I did sleep with her, like I really loved it and I enjoyed it. And I felt guilty thinking that I wanted to sleep train at some point because I slept in my mom's room for like ever. So to me, I thought that was normal, which it is. Like a lot of people do and it works for a lot of people, but it was starting not to work for me. And I felt guilty for that. And then I was like, I shouldn't feel guilty. And then I was on the other side where people that were sleep training were having like the best times of their lives. And I was like, wow, I want that. And I shouldn't be envious of sleep. So that's when I knew. I was like, okay, it's healthy to like change your beliefs and want something a little different for your own mental health. So it was the best. And yeah, I'm here for screen time and I'm here for sleep training.
I love it. That's good advice. If you're envious of sleep, then something's got to change.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Happy mom, happy baby, happy life.
Yep.
Happy wife.
Happy wife.
Happy everything. Mine's kind of like T's. I said I would never co-sleep. And then I did co-sleep with my son for like a year and a half. And I loved it. I loved every minute of it. We
It's
don't
nice.
co-sleep anymore. And sometimes I miss it, but it really is so nice to like, he goes in his crib and he just sleeps and then I can do whatever I want. So
Was that transition hard?
not really. It was hard for me because I was like,
That's nice.
I miss him. And I was like, oh, I'll just go get him. But now, like, if he comes into our bed, he thinks it's playtime. And so he's Mr. Independent. And it was just like, it was taking us a while to like get him down for the night. So then we would just bring him into our bed and he'd go to sleep immediately. And so that was nice. But I said, I can't have another baby if this one's still in my bed. And so I was like, maybe, we got to transition him. And so he'll get used to it. So that, when I decide to have another kid, there's only one in the room with us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was my thing. But I love to co-sleep and I say, I'm so sorry. There's so many things that I said I would never do.
Mhm.
And then I said, and then you become a mom and you're humbled. So
Yeah.
So why didn't you want to co-sleep before?
well, I do think there are people who are like, you got to do it safely so that like there's not anything that could happen. And that's kind of what it was. And then I also was like, everyone's like, well, if you let them sleep in your bed, they're going to be in there till they're 7. And so I just felt like there was a lot of like negative connotation with co-sleeping. But honestly, that's what worked for us. And then like when we would go on trips and stuff, like it wasn't like we had to be so like, oh, is he going to sleep fine? Is he going to be good? Because he's like, he slept with us anyway. So then it was like really nice too, like even on trips because I'm like, oh, he's already used to sleeping with us. And so it's perfect.
So how old was he when you transferred him to his own bed?
He was like probably 20 months.
That's good.
That's good.
It's what worked for you. That's good.
Yeah. And so I'm like, great. If you want to co-sleep. And if you don't. But
Don't
just
let
do what you want to do.
Don't let your choices be ruled by shame.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the biggest
100%.
Because I think
Yeah.
a lot of the times that's why we do what we do. And then it gets tricky.
I love
You're
that,
right.
Klea.
That's
But
Preach.
wise words. Put that on a t-shirt.
I use it all the time. What I said that I wouldn't do, I always said, I was like, I will never let my kid have like a snotty or like messy face. And of course I wipe my kid's face, but like I wipe her face maybe 3 times a day, not 100. She freaks. Like it is like an act
hard.
of war if I wipe her face. And I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm not making you unhappy all day. So if you have a booger, I'll wipe it. And if you have a little bit of a Cheeto dust, I don't feed her Cheetos, veggie straw dust, you can keep it for a few hours. She can
And then
just
you wait for the booger.
Then you wait for the booger.
Mhm.
And then you get both
Yeah.
in one.
Yeah.
Yes.
If we're out and about, I'll wipe it more. But I'm like, at home, you can just be a little crusty.
Yeah. Crust
Oh
is
my
okay.
Crusty
gosh.
kid.
They get crusty fast though.
Said I'd never have a
Like
crusty
all
kid.
them wipes that you're wasting on their face because their booty
Yeah.
needs it more.
Yeah.
True.
Oh,
Facts.
I let them get
Facts.
crusty too. Just, not their butt.
Mm.
Okay, so for mine, I have always said I would never spoil my kids. And I just gotta say, like, when you have your kids and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to get you all the things, especially when they're a girl. I mean, I love my
Too
boys. I do. But the girl section is like elite.
It is,
is.
unfortunately.
Yes. And I just love it. But that's something I said I would never do. And I think it's okay to get I'm like, maybe it came from a little bit of trauma. I'm the second youngest in my family, so I got everything hand-me-downs. But I like a lot of it, I like try not to make sure that my kids don't need everything new and blah, blah, blah. So like, I just try to like focus on my intent and my heart. And like, is it also like, I'm not trying to compete with other moms. Like, I'm not buying this because I want this because the mom told me to get it. Like, I just have to focus on what I'm doing for my kids is out of love. I want them to have it. And sometimes it gets hard because we're at the store and now I'm having a screaming child because I kind of trained them that mommy will get you whatever you want.
So that's what I'm scared of.
sucks.
You got to have a trip treat from Target.
Yes. So actually, I just don't shop no more.
Good for you.
That's
Shut
the
it down.
solution.
You
If
shop
I
when
do,
they're
it's
asleep.
online.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, smart.
And
That's
so,
smart.
yes, I kind of had done it that way so that they don't get like this mentality of entitlement and
Mhm.
like, yeah. Because I'm like, no, mom and
But it
dad do
is-
work hard.
Yeah. But it is so fun.
I know, it
It's
really
fun
is
to
so
spoil
fun.
them.
It's so fun.
I just need to chill out sometimes.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need
We all
that
do.
bounce house.
Yeah.
We'll rent it.
Yeah.
No, literally.
No, for real. Okay. Let's go to the second question. It is, what is one thing you loved from your childhood that you hope to incorporate for your children? Let's go
Okay.
with you, T.
I'm starting off. Okay, I said playing outside, and I think it's because it was a different time. You know, we didn't have phones or like we didn't really watch TV that much. I don't remember at all growing up, only for like movie nights, but like that was back in the day. Like I'm old. So like yeah, we just played outside a lot. And I see myself not doing that with my baby because it's a lot easier to be inside, especially if we're working. But I feel like I've been wanting more to take her outside or just get her out of the house in general because I just feel like that's like what childhood's all about. And
How old is baby?
she's 15 months.
Yeah, it can be easy to stay inside,
It
especially
is.
when they're entertained by everything.
Yeah. But lately we've just been, we don't like get all the way out of the house because just where I live, it's just hard. We do have a little park, but like there's dog poop like
Oh,
everywhere.
yeah.
So sometimes I'm like, ew. So we stay in the garage, but I have like those water tables
Mhm.
and I set it up in there for her, but like the sun is still shining in there. So I'm like,
That's
this
good.
is what we're working with right now, but at least she's like outside and not sitting by the TV and like has time out there. So
I love
I love that. One of my favorite things, this just came to me, is we used to like every Friday night, we would go to Reams and we could pick out one candy bar. And I would either get like a Mamba or a Spree. Those were like the best. And then we would go home and we would like rent a movie from Blockbuster. And we
I
would
love
have like a
Blockbuster.
movie night where we would watch the Blockbuster. We all got our dollar treat from Reams. And it was actually so much fun. And so it's just like
That's so
doing things like
fun.
that where it's like, instead of just turning it into like a movie night every once in a while, it's kind of like a tradition. Like every
Mhm.
Friday night, we're going to all go out, you get to pick your candy, and then we're going to go back and watch a movie.
I love that.
I just saw a TikTok about that. It was like when you start creating a Friday movie night for your kids to hopefully like you guys do that up until they're in high school. And
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys did because I like know your family, but like I love that. That's so cute.
Yeah, we did something similar though. That's so fun. I totally forgot about it.
I know. I
Yeah,
thought maybe I
it's
should
unlocking
memories.
Blockbuster every
Bring it,
weekend.
yeah,
was
Blockbuster.
So fun.
Yes.
What? We need to make that a thing.
Blockbuster
Bring
and
that back.
Hollywood Connection
Yes.
just gone.
Hollywood Connection was like literally, if you had your birthday party at Hollywood Connection, you were the it girl.
Is that a
You
Provo
were-
thing?
Wait,
No,
I,
it's
I
in
don't
Valley.
know. Wait, what's
Yeah.
Hollywood Connection? It's not like a blockbuster.
I've never heard of it.
No, there was like it's a movie theater. There was games. There was a roller coaster
There
in
were
there.
mini
What?
golf.
Yeah. Oh
It
my
was
gosh. What the heck?
The best thing
Davis
that ever
County
existed.
girls could never understand.
Oh,
I'm from California.
we
I
feel
literally
so
don't know what's
sad
going
for you
on.
guys.
Dang it.
I love
That's
it.
fun though. I love that.
The West Valley girls know.
They know. They know. From my childhood, I feel like my mom always made every like birthday and holiday so special. Like when I became an adult, I realized that not everyone's mom made their birthday as special as my mom did. And so I'm like, wait a second. Like I actually had it so magical. Like she just put in a lot of effort and just loved to make us feel special. And I'm like, that is something I want to do. Like my childhood truly felt magical because she just always like did thoughtful things for us. And it didn't even have to be our birthday or Christmas or anything, but like, I don't know, just doing thoughtful things.
That's so
I love
fun.
that.
I want to know, what did she do?
Every like birthday was like whatever kind of birthday party we wanted, like, and she'd like help us decorate our bedrooms for our birthday, and like we could design it how we wanted.
new like
and,
bedding and stuff.
yeah, paint the
What
walls
the
together.
heck?
Like
Dang.
That's so
she was
fun.
just magical. Like she just
That's
like
cute.
like on a Wednesday she'd be like, "Should we go repaint the house?" Like
Oh my
I
gosh.
just loved like I don't know, or we'd like wake up to our favorite tree or just things like that that just felt really thoughtful.
Oh, I
That's
love
cute.
love that.
You're doing that already. I
My
already
mom
know.
would never let me paint my bedroom, but that is so cool.
Me and my mom would paint rooms all the
I
time. My
love
dad would
it.
come home and be like, "What room's painted today?" Now I'm a good painter.
Oh,
Oh
so
my
you don't have to
gosh.
sleep in the bedroom set that you picked out when you were 8, when you were like 16, and sleeping in a butterfly pink and purple room.
Mhm.
Wow.
With a crown above your bed that says the princess
Literally.
sleeps here.
I love it. I love it.
You were unlocking memories.
I need one of those now.
gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I love
Okay.
that.
That's so funny.
No, so for mine, I actually really love this. My parents, they did date nights with us. Every month it was a new kid. So like we all got cycled in to go on a date with my mom and dad.
That's cute.
so
I want to
fun.
add that to
Yeah.
mine.
I
Like each kid feels
Yes.
so special.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
love
want to
that.
do that because like in it he would like they would have conversations with us like individually, and like he got to know me, my mom and dad, like they would get to know me and I would get to know them too, because I feel like as an adult I've recognized how much I don't know about my parents still. I'm like, they lived this life way before I came along. And so like I want my kids to know me
Mhm.
as well. And so like I want to take them on dates with me, and I want to like let them choose what we're going to do. Maybe it's the aquarium again and again and again. But like I want to do that just to kind of like build that connection with my kids and help them feel like they know mom and they know
Yeah.
dad.
Yeah.
Like it's not surface level by the time they're, teenagers or even adults. Like they know us and we
Yeah.
know them.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
I love that. Wow, I'm really adding that
That's
to
a
mine.
great
I'll be adding
thing.
that to my list.
Well, and I think it's good to know your parents because I feel like, at least for my parents, like they didn't ever want to like say they made mistakes.
Mhm.
And so it's like they like my idea was like my parents were perfect.
Yeah.
And then I'm like 12 and I'm like, wait, didn't this happen? And they're like, who told you that? And I'm like, why is it like weird? Like
yeah.
you guys are human. Like I want my kids to be like, yeah, my mom did this and this. And like, that's crazy. But like, I know I can talk to her about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if you teach your kids that adults make mistakes, like they know that it's okay for them to make mistakes too.
Yeah.
And then they grow up knowing like mistakes can be fixed. I feel like a lot of our parents were like that. And I think that's just how they were taught to be parents.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But I feel like our generation is a little bit more like, we'll be a little more real with our kids.
We're a little
Yeah.
bit more in our feels. With
Oh,
them.
for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love it. So, sorry, guys. Let me get to the third question. Okay. This one is, what has been the hardest thing about motherhood so far? And what has been the easiest? T, coming at you.
Why do I have to start all these?
Sorry.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. This is a hard one, I kind of feel like, but I tried to think of the hardest thing for me, and I think it's overthinking stuff. That's like just been one of my biggest things of just the decisions that I make every day. I feel like I get so hung up on every little thing, like how I'm disciplining her, or like when she does one thing, like, am I going to ruin her for the rest of her life? So like I literally think about this stuff. I think I have high functioning anxiety because I don't think that these are like real thoughts I should be having every single day. But like I get really stressed out about that stuff because I feel like now that I'm an adult, and I feel like a lot of the adults around me are like saying we get trauma from our parents a little bit. Like it's just like we look back on how they parented us and the mistakes they made and like how they should have done better. But we are all humans. They are also humans. And I think just even that, like not knowing that they could make mistakes and that was okay. I'm trying to give myself grace, but that is the hardest thing I'm like trying to overcome and like think about more and not get so stressed about. So that's my hard thing. And then the easiest thing is just kind of understand. I think we all kind of are going to agree to this, but just understanding my baby and like what my baby needs and how I can be her mom, like just that whole dynamic of mother and child. Like I feel like that's just been the easiest thing, just falling in the groove of motherhood for my baby. There's a lot of things that I get hung up on from social media and just seeing other friends doing stuff. And I'm like, okay, just zone in because my baby needs it this way and that's okay. So
Yeah. I think for me, the hardest thing about becoming a mom was trying to like balance all the other different like roles in my life. Like I'm still a friend, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, and not making like mother the only thing that I am anymore. And just to like still make time for other people in my life because it's like, yeah, when you have a baby, you're like, I want to do everything for them and that's great. But I also think you have to take time for yourself as well. And like it's okay to prioritize yourself in like certain times and being like, you know what, like mommy's got to go hang out with her friends because she needs that time for herself. And like that makes me a better mom because then I'm not like at home being like, I don't do anything except for be with my kid all day. And it's like, you know, sometimes it's okay to need a break and that's fine. And then the easiest thing was I feel like everyone always tells you like, don't worry, like you'll figure it out or like you'll know what you need to do. And when I was pregnant, I was like, no, there's no way I'm going to know what to do. Like, I don't know how to do this, this, and this, and this. But then like once your baby comes, you really do just like, you know what to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's kind of the coolest thing because I feel like my husband's like, how did you know to do that? Or like, that is such a like smart way. Like, how did you think of this? And I'm like, honestly, you just know.
mother's intuition. So
A
real.
mother's intuition's real.
Yeah.
It's so true.
I love that for both of you guys. Well, all of us. No, I just love it because I think you are exactly the mother that your children need you to be. And it's not that hard. Like it's not that that's as simple as it gets. You are exactly who they need.
So true.
So true. I think one of the hardest things about motherhood for me is like the schedule of it all. Like trying to adjust my life around her schedule because I'm just used to like doing whatever I want, trying to learn like that selflessness. I think I've said this on this podcast before, but like being a mom is the most selfless thing that you can do. And a lot of people are a lot better at being selfless than I am. Maybe that's just like a personal thing I struggle with, but it was like this whole new like skill you had to learn is like all of a sudden like you are taking care of somebody else. Like their needs when they're a baby, especially like they have to come before your needs. And of course, like your needs still matter and you still have to meet your own needs, but it's like balancing your needs and their needs and like managing their schedule. And now our life is like in 3-hour wake window blocks. Like And so that's just been kind of hard to get used to. And I feel like I'm doing mental gymnastics every single day, being like, okay, she woke up at 10, so she's going to go to bed at 12, and then she's going to be awake from 12 to 3, and then we're going to like,
Yeah.
and then if she wakes up at a different time, I have to like
You're like,
reorganize
oh.
her whole schedule in my mind. And then I'm like, well, now we can't do this today because like it's just a whole, I feel like I'm doing mental gymnastics a lot. But other than that, the easiest thing I think is just like loving your kid. I feel like that is the most instinctual thing to me ever, is just being so in love with this little spirit and this being. And they don't have to do anything to make you love them. Like they just come and you automatically love them, and everything that they do, you're obsessed with. And they're just like, it's just so fun to be around my baby because she's just perfect and I'm just obsessed with her. And that comes so easy to me.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I think ours is pretty similar. Like, first off, like my hardest thing, there's like so many, just because my kids are at such different like ages. And so
you have a range.
yeah,
of where it's
like my 5-year-old, like the hardest thing right now, like for being a mom with him is like, it can get really like, I don't know. It shouldn't get personal, but like when kids don't want to play with him.
Oh my gosh.
And like,
No,
that's
like I'll
really,
fight
so
someone
hard.
on the
that's
playground
like
for that.
really, yeah, that's like one of the hardest things, like as a parent, to just like let it happen.
Yeah.
Because like there's a lesson here somewhere and he's gonna get that lesson. And whether it's him learning that like not everybody likes each other and he's not gonna be friends with everyone. So like it's hard to go through like these things.
Oh my gosh.
That just breaks my
terrified.
heart.
Oh, that is
I know, I'm gonna get emotional.
No, I'm like,
Yeah, no, that's probably like the hardest. And then like my youngest, since she's like 9 months and she's like officially our last, like the hardest thing I'm feeling on this side is like, I always look at her, I'm like, I'm gonna miss this so much. And every little thing, it's like she just started crawling this week. And I'm like, this is never gonna happen. I'm literally like, yeah. Anyway,
you're like mourning. You're more, yeah.
I'm like mourning the losses of all these firsts because there's never going to be another one. And so like those are really hard right now. But I also, on the flip side, easy for me is I love watching them experience life. There is literally nothing more special to me than like seeing them try something new for the very first time, or like seeing something beautiful. Like my 2-year-old, he's turning 3. And he like came in today and he's like, wow, Mom, this is so amazing. I was like, it is amazing. And it's like not, but it is like mediocre. I don't even know what it was. See, that's how like unamazing it was. But like he thought it was. And I was also just in awe that he even knew what that word was. And so like easiest thing being a mom is just sitting back and watching it like my life is a movie and I get to watch my kids just love and live life. Like literally that's the best.
I love that perspective so much.
Yeah.
Watching your kids experience new things and like watching their face light up and there is no feeling like it. It's the best.
I know. And then just sharing stuff with them, like, you know, your favorite stuff, you're going to get them into it too. So like, yeah, that's probably the hardest and the easiest things is like watching it kind of slip by.
You're
Well,
gonna
listen,
cry.
I'm
I know. I'm like,
don't be sorry.
Falling over.
Motherhood in a
cry together.
nutshell.
No, I mean, that's what these roundtable discussions are for. Everybody
Truly.
wants to hear our perspectives, and we have such great moms here at this table. And you guys shared such great, amazing insights.
So did you, girl.
I'm literally gonna cry.
I know. I'm getting emo.